Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday catch-up show. Here we are with you on the 24th of July. Another month almost out of the way, 2020. A very, very busy week. Obviously, as a lot of you know, we had a few computer issues and stuff like that. So obviously the new computer has arrived. As I was explaining on last night's live show, it looks a little bit like a 70s disco, but I have now turned off all the RGB lighting in there. Basically, as we know, the computers are massively important for what we do. It's not just obviously for streaming and looking after the forum and uploading videos, but obviously it's all the editing that's done. And normally I have two computers editing. So you have one that's editing, one that's recording and streaming and stuff like that. But as we said before, this is actually recorded to a computer as what I'm doing now. All the camera feeds go into a computer and then obviously they're all recorded on there. Then it's used into like a server format for using those videos, and then obviously up to the upstairs computer or to down here, and they can be edited, rendered and then put on. And again, a lot of you now who do YouTube know the pain of rendering and how long it takes sometimes. So for instance, with a typical 30-minute video on a very high-end system like I've got takes around about 30 minutes. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio, which is good because it used to take hours and hours to do a 10-minute one. But luckily with the new system, to be honest, it's just done the next part of this, the edit. It's got it down to a half-an-hour video now. Takes around about 18 minutes. So that obviously is a big bonus to me because I get that time back, which means I can get on with other things as that's rendering, so forth and so on. So apologies for the last really 2 weeks whilst we've been sorting it all out. Literally overnight it's been updating. One computer backs up to the other, and then we have like a server farm and it goes onto that as well now. So anyway, it's all backed up. So when we get back off of holiday in 2 weeks, we are full on. That's it. We'll be back to normal and everything. So hopefully the streams will be good. Obviously the live feeds will be better as well, and everything as you imagine. Because over the last few months we have updated quite a lot. So new computer, new light rigs, new cameras. We've had new absolutely everything. So it's amazing. And then so this week the monitor blew up as well this week. So puff of smoke, all the power goes off, and it's like, great. Anyway, hopefully things will be back to normal. I think it's just an omen saying, look, this stuff's very old. You know, that computer that died was 7 years old, and it's had a few upgrades. It's a bit like Trigger's broom, but it's had a full birthday now and is done. So hopefully we'll be back to normal. Anyway, it all started this week with the final part of the B17. Again, I can't say enough how much I actually enjoyed this particular build. It was one of those ones where I went into it with a little bit of trepidation, shall we say, purely because I had heard rumours and people telling me it's unbuildable, it doesn't go together, it's got fit issues, and generally putting me off. And originally when I first saw this kit, I was going to build it straight away, and I thought, well, do you know what? I've heard all these things, I'm going to let it settle for a bit. And then I took the plunge because I'm a massive B17 fan, as a lot of you know. So we decided to push on and go for it. And I have to say, personally, I never had a single fit issue or problem or bad join or something wouldn't line up at all with the kit. It went together absolutely fantastic, which, to be honest with you, you know, HK models, they have a habit sometimes of having the odd dodgy area, shall we say. But again, patience, making sure all the central bits go in there, you'll be absolutely fine with it. And again, with this particular build, we did throw a little bit of aftermarket out, obviously an interior that you don't actually see. But really, this was about making it Flory girl. So she's supposed to be a post-war restored bomber rather than being a frontline bomber. So that's why she's a little bit shinier than normal, shall we say. I didn't want to make it like chrome and over the top, but I wanted her to be like she'd been polished and is looked after. Obviously, as you can see there, she's got the Flory logo on there. So we've used a little bit of wiffery because the markings technically aren't for it. Although there was a B17G who was Flory, who unfortunately had a bit of an accident on the landing and stuffed the chin turret up through the front bay. But apart from that, it was fine. But just from logistics point of view of doing the markings and stuff like that, we were going to go wiffery and everything. So I know she's not exactly perfect, but she's perfect for what I wanted her to be. Really, really enjoyed it. This one was all about the finish as well, using metallizer finishes. I know a lot of you have had problems or do have problems using AK paints that you think they're not quite as advertised and stuff. All I will say is keep it thin. You know, it's drying time. It's an enamel. If it goes on thick, it has a habit of taking forever to dry, and that's when you can have problems. Keep your paint coats nice and thin. You'll be absolutely fine with it. And again, to be honest, the camera really doesn't do this full justice. It's not like you see it, I'm looking at it here hanging on the wall, and it doesn't look like that. It looks a lot more metally than that. That looks more silver on camera. But anyway, it was a fantastic build. This particular part, the last part, part 11, is free to watch. That's how you can watch it now. So if you do go onto the actual Flory Models main site, even as a non-member, you can catch up with the final parts of this one, and then obviously for the big reveal at the end that you're watching now, which has got me talking all over it and describing about the kit and everything else as we went through. But anyway, it is an 11-parter. It's a bit of a mammoth one. Well worth it though. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and a real disappointment that one's finished actually, because I was really enjoying that particular build, all the things that go with it. Anyway, that was obviously on Monday. On Tuesday, I'll be honest with you, I had a frank conversation with the membership, shall we say. All right, it was another mini rant. I know I had a rant the other Friday about things, and this was my follow-up rant. Yes, I'm getting back to normal. And we were discussing the future of Flory Models and some of the concerns that some of the members, and I would have to say the minority of the members, were bringing up about some of the builds we've done recently and some of the costing of the kits that we've been doing recently, and just generally things like that. So I wanted to lay it all out on the table, as I do. As I always say with this isn't a dictatorship, this isn't a faceless company. I am a modeler first, businessman second, and everything after that. Okay, so from that point of view, it's very important for me to get your feedback of how you want it to run, because as I say, at the end of the day, Flory Models, we're not like any other site out there. We are a family, okay? And if there's a problem, we will deal with it. It's as simple as that. We all sit down, we all have a chat about it. And if there's something we can make it better, or we can fix an issue, or so things like that, then actually we'll do it. And some of the big ones were like the chat room and getting questions to us and stuff like that. So hopefully now we fix that problem. The chat room seems to be working absolutely perfect for now, doing what it's designed for. You guys can go in now, have a good old chinwag and all the rest of it. Questions now obviously up onto the actual forum. I can answer the questions, and again, like proved itself last night during the questions we were doing there. Some of the guys had obviously peeled off and gone off and had a look before we did the show to get that correct information out to you. So instead of us getting it live and thinking, I have no idea, and having to Google it, we've gone off, we found out the information, and then we can come back and give you the best accurate information we can do beforehand. So it makes everything a little bit easier. So now we have this new question area. So it's basically Ask Phil in the team area. Post up your questions in there. When they get deleted from it, it means they're on that show. Okay, so that's it. So as we said before, if the membership cannot answer the questions, let the team answer it, and then once it's aired, you guys answer it on that day's post. So if it's on the Tuesday's questions, or if it's on the Wednesday with me and Matt, or if it's on the Thursday live show in the evening, post up your replies in there, because that way it makes it so much neater and easier, and then that way we don't have problems where members answer a question and then it goes off on some tangent somewhere, and it's very difficult to follow through that entire thread of the Q&As when that happens. If you do post something in there, and I'll make no bones about it, it is warned at the top, I will just delete it. Okay, and I won't tell you, I will just delete it, and that'll be it. The team have all been told that as well. If you see anything in there that is an answer to a question that's come up for us first, just delete it, because otherwise you're going to have answers in 2 places and 3 places and all the rest of it. It's going to cause confusion. Okay, so that's the thing to that one. Really, I think we got it all sorted. I got it all off my chest. I think we know where we're going now and everything. We seem to be on the right tread. And obviously feedback from you guys is essential. It's not just one of those things, oh, it's nice. It is essential, because I need to know what we're doing, where we're going right, where we're going wrong. And apparently we're going right. So that's fine. We're going to keep doing what we do best, and we're just going to carry on. Just one little thing though, and it's still something that does come up a lot. I've been mentioned, or it's been brought to my attention a lot of time, is members not using their real names. Okay, as I said before, we are a family, we use our real names. If you've got some sort of, nickname, or an avatar type thing going on and things like that you normally use somewhere else, that's not really acceptable on the forum. You'll find that members won't talk to you because you've almost alienated yourself. Just use your real name. We're a friendly group, said before, and when we're doing live stuff and interacting with you, it's so much easier to use your Christian names, because then also I don't have to try and pronounce it, because that's always a problem. It's bad enough for foreign names and I mutilate people's names and it's horrendous. It makes my tails coil when I try and pronounce some of your names, because I know I'm doing it completely wrong. But anyway, if you can use your real names, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Remember, shoot me a PM or any of the team and say, can you change my name to my real name? And we will be happy to do it. We won't just do it automatically, but again, it does say in the terms and conditions when you sign up to use your real name. But as we all know, like, who was the last time anybody read terms and conditions or anything whatsoever? Okay, so from that point of view, that's it. So anyway, that was Tuesday. As I said, it was more of a frank chat than anything else, than the normal sort of Q&As and stuff like that. So that's what we did actually on Tuesday. On Wednesday, though, it was the PM show with me and Matt. So we were doing our bit, yapping for an hour, answering questions, all things PM models. We had our funky new intro as well, which is going to stick now. I've upgraded it. You would have seen that on last night's live show. I did it as the opener on that one. But again, it was one of those ones where we were discussing all things kits, all things PM models, related, unrelated, obviously answering questions, so forth and so on during that one. So if you want to catch up with all things kit wise and what's going on in the hobby, what's being released, what's coming along, specials that PM models may be doing, and various offers that we've got ongoing at the moment, then fair enough. Just to mention that one, don't forget the pre-order for the Zucamori F4E, the long nose Phantom, ends, I think it's on Sunday, okay? So you've got to get that up. It was either today or Sunday. I got a feeling it was Sunday. So please get in your pre-orders if you want to get the discount on that kit, okay? So this is just for members. Do that now, because we've got to put it in, because it's not us importing it this time. Normally we import directly ourselves. This particular one is coming in via an importer. So he needs to know how many to get in. So we'll let him know how many we need and he'll bring them in just like that. Remember, as always, you don't have to pay for it now. You pay for it when it is delivered. But please remember, you are committed into it. So we don't want to bring in kits, especially very expensive kits, and then find out later on that actually you don't want it. Because again, then that will be, well, it's not fair on anyone, because it's not fair on us, it's not fair on the importer, and it's not fair on the other members who maybe have missed out on that kit, so forth and so on. Anyway, so that was really us with there. You can catch about that. That was gorgeous, wasn't it? That's that beautiful artwork from the Mark I Spitfire that Ed have just released in. That is absolutely fantastic. I do like that. Anyway, so that was there. On Thursday night, obviously last night, we had our usual ramblings, as we were saying, going through and things like that. I do have to apologise to Bryce. I made a very off-the-cuff remark which was taken, I think, the wrong way, but I shouldn't have said it anyway. So apologies to Bryce for my remark about that. Again, I know he felt a little bit unfair about that one, and I agree. I was out of order, so I will take it back. Which just goes to show that things are getting back to normal, because if I'm annoyed or upset somebody on a show, those are like the ones I used to have to do an apology every single show a few years ago. So things must be returning back to normal. So yes, that was that one. Anyway, other things that are going on as well. We've got the review up for you this week. I've got reviews done. I just haven't edited them, so I don't have computers to edit on. But anyway, this is the Fujimi 124 scale Porsche. This is the Carrera 2.4 version. Okay, you do it as the 2 or the 4. So I can only work out you get a different gear shifter. But anyway, there's that one. So absolutely beautiful kit. Very, very nice. It's very nice seeing all these Porsches that are out now. If you've seen it on the PM store, there's loads of those kits available. I think there's about 6 in the series, different typing ones. So you've got the big whale fin ones, the racing types, as well as the normal stock ones as well. But it, again, looks to be absolutely beautiful. Very, very nice kit indeed. And that brings us up to today, where we've actually got part 8 of the VC10 up. The VC10 is all back on track, and as you can see it just down in here, we are going through. So today basically we're talking about going through all the painting stage. So on that one you've got putting on the pre-shading, and because it's so big I've had to use a different camera angle, as you can see just down in here. So we've got that one, and we talk about the pros and cons to pre-shading as well. It's a bit like Marmite, it's like black basing I suppose. You either love it or you hate it. I quite like it because it sets the tone, and then obviously you can bury it in amongst everything and it gives you that three-dimensional look. Anyway, then we went on with the barley grey, so we had that all the way over it using guns for that one, and then obviously we did the lightning. So we picked out some of those different panels that are different colours, and then we lightened it up with a little bit of barley and white mix to bleach it out and go through the motions of it just down in there like that. And that gets you basically till here, or we'll do on Monday. I've got enough on Monday to get another part up with you. So on Monday you're going to get the next part of this one, which will get you exactly to here. So as you can see, decals are on, she's all ready. To be honest, these are just settling down, and then we're going to put a flat coat onto it. But it is coming along very, very nicely. There's still loads to do on this one, so when we come back off of a holiday, I did want to I did, but I wasn't going to rush it to get it finished off this week, because originally I did want this thing done by the end of the month. So I might do a little bit over the weekend, to be honest, just to finish her off and get it done. But really, there's still quite a bit to do, because we've still got to give it a flat coat, which I'll do this afternoon. Then we're going to give it a full weathering wash. So it'll probably be a flat coat with dark dirt wash just to grime it down. And then we're going to come in with various oils and things like that to completely weather the entire thing. Then we can go in and put in all the details, such as obviously the chrome work around the intakes, and then obviously the exhaust around the metal work, the APU needs doing, obviously the refueling probe at the front, we need to get the lights installed onto it and all the small little details as well, let alone the refueling rig, the baskets, hoses and stuff like that as well. But she is coming along, she is a big old lump, but I have to say, very, very happy with it. Thoroughly enjoying the build as well. It's one of those ones where we often talk about the reason I do some kits, and this is a classic example, is because it's teaching the basics of modelling. If you can do that, you can literally build anything. There's nothing out there. But again, I think recently, we've been talking about this. As modellers, we're spoiled because we've got Tamiya and we've got, the sort of, various like trumpeter even these days are really good kits. You've got Meng, and all this thing. Rifle models, they're beautiful kits. Wingnut Wings, who've now left us, but clearly their kits are around. Make kits that you don't have to think about filler, rescribing, re-riveting, all those things. But these kits you have to, and sometimes it's nice just to take a step back and have a go at them, just to hone your skills, getting that seamless, making sure you think we chopped the front of this off and reattached it. There's a ton of fill around this entire area building this up, so just getting that right and to blend and then to sit and to not shrink and stuff like that right the way through. So again, it's one of those ones where it's quite nice because you'll sit back from this with a massive sense of achievement that, do you know what, that's not a good kit, but actually it turned out very, very nicely. And I think that's a highlight of modelling. And that's the difference between us and Lego. And I know, because this goes back to my harping about the Holy Trinity, which somebody mentioned on YouTube, which is a brilliant analogy of saying, Lego, Bandai, and then modelling. It's almost like the progression. And again, this is definitely not Lego and it's definitely not Bandai. So it is at that bottom edge of it. But it's one of those things that once you've done it, you'll have a massive sense of achievement that actually you've tackled and you've beaten it and you've come away. It doesn't have to be perfect. And this thing is a million miles from being perfect. It will look great from 6 feet away, but you probably don't want to look at it really, really closely, because the kit's awful, the detail's woeful, and my paint job's not brilliant. So apart from that, it looks fantastic. But anyway, that's it. I like it, and it's going to look great hanging up on the wall with all my other ones. But again, it's very much a bit like the Bear, the TU95 Bear. We did that one. That's an awful kit. But actually, we re-scribed, re-riveted the entire thing, and we used a ton of filler in it, and it turned out and does look gorgeous hung up on the wall there as well. So I'm very, very happy with it came out, and this will give us another good sense of achievement once it's done. That said, I'm looking forward to doing some smaller stuff there when I come back off of holiday. Anyway, that is about it for this week. Don't forget, if you need that pre-order with the PM store, obviously make sure you get your name down in the forum for that one, or any of the actual pre-orders on there. Once they finish, they'll now be removed straight off, so no one can add to it afterwards and we get the confusions in like that. So make sure you're in there. Don't forget, as always, you can pop around the actual PM store as well. I am acutely aware that last night, and it happened this morning, that we did have a few little technical issues. These are completely out of our hands. This is server side of things. But you couldn't actually get in to the various stores, the Flory model store or the actual PM store. Okay, so hopefully that'll be fixed now by the time you see this. But anyway, we've got those ones down in there just like that. The other thing as well, just to mention, I know he's got it, but I don't know if he's put it up on his site yet. And where are we? Here we go. We've actually got Brett at High Altitude Hobbies over here in the US. He has now got in. I'll just see if he's put it on the site yet. No, he hasn't put them in stock yet, but he has had his allocation for washes. So if you are after the Flory Models washes and you are in the US, pop along to High Altitude Hobbies, go and see Brett over there, and you can get them there. The sanders, I'm due in them when I'm away, so we might have to wait till I come back, and we'll get all the sanders back in stock. And then again, obviously High Altitude Hobbies will have them, and Brevco will get a restocks of them just as soon as I get them. And then obviously you'll be able to buy direct from them, because we're acutely aware postage postage is absolutely horrendous at the moment, especially to the States. It's just gone up again. I think it's the second time this year. So it's getting really expensive to send heavy things to America like wash. So if you can get it, you can get it from Brett at High Altitude Hobbies, and hopefully his postage will be a lot cheaper than it will be getting from me, and also be a lot quicker as well, because obviously they're taking their time still to get across the pond, although it is a lot better than it has been. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, I'm away next week. I'm having a bit of a holiday. I won't be back till the Tuesday because I'm having the Monday off as well. Okay, so I will be sort of around virtually because, as I say, I have got some reviews that I've done already. I'm going to get them edited and then I'll post them up next week just to give you something to watch. So we've still got loads of little reviews coming up for you, so keep an eye out for those. There will be the next part of this, which will probably be up with you on Monday as well, just to keep you entertained whilst I'm away. The guys are there, so obviously Matt, Andy, Nathan and John and all the rest of them are in there as well. So if you need anything, shout to them or just send me a PM. As I said, I'm not out of the country, I'm still in the country, but as I say, I am going to have a little bit of a break, so I might not answer you as quickly as normal, shall we say. But apart from that, I'm just going to have a little bit of me time as we make our way through. Anyway, that's it from me. Happy modelling, take care. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until 2 weeks Tuesday, happy modelling, take care.
My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing and keep your words naked. You got me blushing, and you forever I'll follow. You'll be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow. For the answers, no.